Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to Fantasy Forecast for November 19th, 2016. It's a beautiful Saturday. Had a beautiful winning day yesterday on tournament lineups. That's why I did not do a video for everyone. When it's tournament, you got to talk to me on Twitter if you want some advice. I'm not going to do a video on tournament days, and the reason why it's a tournament day is just it's difficult to identify value, and essentially it's tougher to hit a cash game because there's so many different options you can go on. So I didn't want to do a cash lineup for the public because I didn't feel there was a good option to run with. Now my GPPs did just great. I mean, it was just general picking. I mean, the best one was the 333 line, but the 323 started to come up towards the end as well. So anyways, what do we got there? Westbrook, Teague, Bradley, Curry, Bazemore, Robertson, Davis, Len, and Turner. And then the other line I ran was Westbrook, Teague, DeRozan, and Green. Bazemore, Robertson, Davis, Len, and Olenek. And Olenek just blew it horribly. Anyways, so it was a good day. Upcoming today, we've got more going on, though. See, we have a lot of value that's opened up on this very short slate, which is like, what the heck? So we'll go into editing. And we'll check here and look at the games that are playing today. And you can see that we've still got a nice 8-game slate, even on the back of double, there's a lot of back-to-back games today. So, there's a lot of people playing on the second end of it. So, you kind of want to watch that a little bit. But when a lot of them teams are already there, you almost don't have a choice with picking a few of them. Like Anthony Davis today. In a cash game, I would not be straying away from him. And for some reason, I'm going to bet you guys again that the ownership will be low, despite the fact that there are relatively few high-priced studs on this slate other than Alphabet and Durant. So I'm really questioning why Davis would not have high ownership today, but I do believe that's what's going to happen. And I think you should take advantage of that in your cash games. The guy is a beast. There's no question about it. I mean, yeah, he can be a little mercurial, and sometimes he can toss around his fantasy scores, but even on a bad day, the guy's giving you 50 fantasy points. Yeah, you paid 11.4 for it. It sucks to get only 4.5 times value, but it's a 50-point spot on your lineup. Just take it and go. Let's get into the other value, though. Your stud options at point guard today, you can look at John Wall against Miami. It's a little bit slower. You can consider Steph Curry. I just don't like the assist situation over there at plus 9,000. He does not get assists anymore with Durant, and he gets his scoring. So if he has a 40-point scoring day, he's going to exceed his values. But I just don't trust that coming anymore. I don't like his prices. I want to see him at 8,000 before I start playing him. I'll take Kemba today against New Orleans, who give up quite a few points to the point guard position. So I'm looking for him to line out around a 50-point performance. And he has ceilinged at 60 before. So in tournaments, this still isn't a bad lineup either. Other considerations would be IT today against Detroit. They're going to be shorthanded. I'll get to that in another point guard position in a moment. Maybe Jrue Holiday, who came out pretty strong in his last game. But he's still priced pretty high. You really want 50 or 40 points out of that with a 48 ceiling before you start playing him. So Bledsoe's in consideration. Phoenix is also going to be racked by injuries today. Maybe Dragic. I would avoid Rubio against Memphis. I would just avoid anyone playing Memphis. They're just so, and the whole Memphis team at this point. God, why are they so slow? You want to slit your throat watching their game, like last night with Peyton, perhaps, against Dallas, who's obviously very weak with giving up points. They're trying to slow the game down at this point, which is the exact opposite of what Cuban likes over there. But, hey, he trusts his coach, so I'm sure he's enjoying the games now. Jariah Grant is going to be a consideration yet again, as long as... who is it that's out? I keep forgetting. Rondo. It looks like Rondo's out yet again today. So if Rondo's out one more time, you can definitely look at Jariah Grant as a cheap option. I'm going right to the bottom of the barrel, though, today, guys, and I'm taking Rozier right at the bottom. And there are a couple options at the bare minimum in point guard, which is, just shocking to me. You got Rozier, and look at the point run he's been putting up. He's getting 26, 22 minutes, and the 26 minutes, which has been a little bit of a high, we can go back 5 games, That's directly because Smart was pulled with his ankle contusion. So if Smart misses today, this leaves them so drained to the point guard position. Yes, I know IT is there, but they don't have enough players, period. So, it's a question of who's going to be on the 1 spot, the 2 spot, the 3 spot, and everything. When you look at Rozier's run, it doesn't matter, that IT is getting 38 minutes too, because they're not playing the exact same point guard position. Don't be so literal when you're looking at these things. Look at the minutes more. If you can give me 27, 28 minutes today at a $3,500 price and tell him he needs to take a scoring role, you're probably going to see another dozen points along with some peripherals, and that's a great value. Now, if Marcus Smart does play, who they might be showing his game time decision at this point. Yes, they show him his game time decision. I'm pretty sure Rondo is out, but I'm not sure about this one. I would suspect Smart will miss this one too, just to make sure that, the teams have been being more careful lately, and I respect that. However, if Smart does play, I would pull Rozier based on the minute run, and I'd run Jonathan Gibson. Clearly, they're going to run him, and as long as everyone is sitting there out, he's going to get, 20 minutes run with 11 points. He did that. He did almost the same type of minute run point that Rozier did with 26 minutes. Gibson happens to get a little bit of extra time, oh boy, I'd be all over that today. 25 minutes at $3,500. So you have 2 cheap point guard choices. If you tiered them together into a tournament selection, I wouldn't fault you. It would allow you to spend up everywhere else. I mean, Wesley Matthews would be going all the way up to Alphabet, etc., etc. You can do that. I feel that an extreme stars and scrubs strategy, though, would probably lose today. I think stars and scrubs is still the appropriate strategy, just not as high as you need to. Now I have Wesley Matthews here in the shot guard. Alphabet's in consideration today at 9,600, although I think he could just hit value. He doesn't have a ceiling around the 60. He has a ceiling around the 50s. Bradley, especially if Marcus Smart is out, will be forced to pick up even more scoring duties than he has been, so I would be looking at Bradley. Batum against New Orleans, not a bad spot. Easily could put up 40 fantasy points, and that's a 6 times value. This is the interesting situation with Phoenix. You got Booker out, and you might have TJ Warren out down here as well. So there's people that open up on Phoenix if both of those guys are out, along with their normal complement of standard injuries at the moment. PJ Tucker is the primary one. You'll be taking Tucker and just don't even blink and think about it. I mean, he should be a lock in your lineups if both those guys sit out today. You can even scrub down a little bit at the power forward position. There's going to be another guy you can take here, Dudley. Dudley will pick up probably about 30, 35 points today, assuming both those guys sit because they just don't have the other players that can handle it. You could definitely take in Dudley instead of Jones. Jones, though, still has not been repriced by FanDuel. I'm not getting it. I don't understand it. The guy gets us 30 minutes, 38 minutes, 31 minutes, clearly isn't going anywhere. Do they think that Jrue Holiday coming back is basically going to hurt him? Because it apparently didn't yesterday. Yeah, he dropped from 30. It was the same that he ran in Boston's game at 30-31. I mean, they almost played him. Holiday didn't matter. So Holiday's coming back hurt Etwan Moore a lot more. Anyways, I would be looking here. I'd be looking at T. Jones again, 35 points, 40 points, 37 points. I mean, there's no reason why he can't put up 30, 35 plus again, and that's still 6 times plus value. I love T. Jones in a horrible power forward position. Love Anthony Davis as well. It's just so much money to spend for him. But if you need to go a bit cheaper, you got Dudley sitting right there. Otherwise, people are going to be looking at Amir Johnson with the Boston outages. I wouldn't. Same thing with Sark today against Phoenix. I wouldn't. Alex Len is a possibility. Now, Tyson Chandler is going to miss again today at the center position here. So that means that basically Len is going to get another start. Now, what happened here the day before is Len got the start, but when they ran his replacement in, he was at the bottom here. I got to find his name. There he is, Williams. Williams ran in, and he got so hot off the bat that the coach left him in. So if you look at his game log, look at that, guys. 26 points, 3,500 salary, 39.5 points. That's like 11 times plus value. It's insane. There will be people on Williams today. The thing is, I think it's a one-time shot. You're probably better served at your power forward position just dropping to Len if you really think that, Len's going to... I feel that, these things are streaky. He got 22 minutes and he still put up 30 fantasy points. If you give him 32 minutes because your other backup isn't as hot, that could jump to 40 real fast. And that's a great 8 times value today. You're looking at Len in tournaments, no question. Let's head back to the shot guard position real fast because we were focusing on that. Other guys, J.J. Redick's been hot from 3 in the last couple days. If you think it's going to go for 3 days in a row, you can definitely take Redick if you have the money to move up. I'd be avoiding Moore today. Richardson's an excellent play with waiters, possibly game time decision. That came out at the last minute, so I would expect they're going to take it a little easy with him no matter what, and Richardson will see the bulk of the extra minutes they're going to pick up from the absence of Justice Winslow. Just run with Richardson and be happy. Yeah, we've discussed the other up-tier options. Okay, let's move on to small forward. KD is clearly your stud option today. Butler's playing the Clippers opponent, which is tough. Wiggins is playing Memphis. I mean, I'd be just avoiding both of those like the plague today. If you need to drop down, start looking at Porter and Barnes. And otherwise, the position is really light until you get cheap. I mean, it just is. I have no other answer for that. I wouldn't even down on the cheap end. Yeah, you look at PJ Tucker because of the absences. I mean, both, at least, you know that at least one of the two guys is going to be sitting, if not both. So I'd be definitely looking at the Tucker value. And you could bounce into the second part as well, like I was telling you with Alex Len, but it's not entirely necessary. And that's it for the small forward position. Let's move on to power forward. Davis, I don't even need to talk about him. You guys saw what he did yesterday, and he's just... the guy has unreal possession time and usage when he's on the court. So hopefully it's a close game and he plays 38 minutes and just destroys him. There's nothing else to say with that. You can drop to Draymond Green, although I don't feel that this is the ideal game for him to start picking up. I mean, I wouldn't say the Bucks are the best opponent, of course, but I mean, it just doesn't feel like a 130 to 120 game, you know, and that's the games we really want to play in. Same thing with the Parker situation. It's just, I don't like the game feel, to be honest. It feels like Golden State's going to blow them out, guys. I mean, the Vegas spreads don't show that, but that's what it looks like. Look cheap, look at Dudley. Other than that, you know, Davis and Jones, maybe Taj Gibson, but it's against the Clippers. I mean, a lot of these opponents today are just really unappealing. So the fact that we have decent options, you know, to choose from in most of these positions makes me be like, there's no reason to spread around. Here, like, you got Whiteside against the Wizards, fast pace, going to get boards. Drummond, Boston gives up boards like crazy too, so Drummond's in line for a good... He could hit it. Not only will he double-double today, I'll guarantee you guys he's going to double-double. He could do a 20-20. He could put 20 points in by being good, just camping out near the basket and pick up 20 boards. It could be his kind of night like that. The problem is a Drummond 20-board, 20-night night really doesn't pay all that much. I mean, I'm assuming Whiteside's going to do a little bit better. I'm kind of thinking Drummond will only pull like 15 boards tonight, but, you know, and he pulls like 35, 40 fantasy points, getting close to 5 times but not there. And I think that Whiteside's a 50-point value tonight. That's just an opinion, but... I'm going to go for the raw points and I can afford it. If you have to drop, go to Drummond. Drummond is a fine selection today. Avoid Towns. Yeah, he's a great player, but you got the Memphis opponent. Horford has a possibility of playing, but they're going to take it easy if they do. Monroe is out there. If you're going to drop down, be looking all the way. It's Zeller at 42, which is still not a bad choice. People will be off him after he screwed things up the last time he went out. And where's our man at 41? Henson. Henson is our new starter at Milwaukee, and he hasn't been adjusted up in the price far enough yet. And with the faster pace game against Golden State, if you really need to save on center and drop 4,900, say you want Alphabet, run with Henson today. Henson is just a clear pick. I mean, I love the tournament options, guys, today. I'm running 4 different tournament lines besides the cash line, and it's just... Today is a very interesting day. I'll be watching the Marcus Smart news carefully. I will be changing the point guard for Rozier out for... our man with no face, Gibson, if Marcus Smart is playing. And I'm going to get this news before lineups lock. So there's no questions on this one, guys. I'm telling you guys ahead of time. If I end up running the line with Gibson, it's because I got the news and I checked it that Rozier, you know, well, that Marcus Smart is playing. If Marcus Smart is not playing, if he's out, I'm on Rozier today. Okay. And that's it for Fantasy Forecast for today. I want to remind you guys, I'm teaching you guys GPP lineup construction, things like that in a video later on tonight. I'm going to go through my entries from yesterday and my tournament lineups from today. It's going to be a special edition video on Saturday night. Other than that, this is just a cash game lineup, guys, for you new subscribers. I recommend you guys play this in single entry, 50-50s, and double ups, just like this one here. If we look at the info on this game, you'll see it has 568 entries. It's a single entry. You can only enter it once, and that's it. And you win 250 if you've, $4, $2. It's just a double up, plain and simple. But you're not playing against the pros putting 15 different entries of the same line in, and that's key to me. All right, one last time, let's review today's cash lineup. We have Walker and Rozier at the point guard positions. We have Matthews and Richardson at the shot guard positions. We have Durant and Tucker at the small forward. We have Davis and Jones at the power forward today. And for your center, spend up and take Whiteside. Okay, that's Fantasy Forecast for Saturday, November 19th, 2016. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate you guys subscribing if you haven't done so yet. Share these videos with your friends, This is the only... I give this out for free, and as long as you guys watch an ad and subscribe to the channel, I can keep doing this over and over until the end of time for you guys. I have no problem analyzing basketball games for the internet to watch and love and enjoy. If you want to follow me on Twitter for those last-minute lineup changes, I do tweet them out. You'll find the link in the description on this video. And that's about it. Go on out there, guys, and go win some big money today.